up, Laker fam? Welcome to Lakers Report by Chat Sports, all things Lakers. I'm your host, Hannah Kulik, aka Laker Han. We've got an awesome show for you guys today because you guys, the NBA return is just about a month away, and we've got some awesome, very exciting updates for you guys. So let's just get right into it. But before we get into it, you guys, give this video a like if you think the Lakers are going to be the 2020 NBA champs, like I, of course, do. But moving on, because we've got some really exciting news. The NBA officially released their NBA return schedule, and we now know which 8 teams the Lakers are going to be playing when the NBA does return July 30th. And spoiler alert, it's a little bit difficult. It's definitely a rather difficult schedule, but here it is for you guys. Starting with July 30th, they are just going to go kick things off and play the Los Angeles Clippers. That's obviously going to be a very challenging game, but obviously one that we are all going to be really looking forward to. The top 2 Western Conference teams going at it yet again. And right before the NBA season was suspended, of course, the Lakers beat the Clippers. They were coming off that really exciting weekend where they beat both the Clippers and the Milwaukee Bucks back-to-back. Then moving on, in their second game, they're going to be playing the Toronto Raptors, then the Oklahoma City Thunder. Then we've got the Rockets, Pacers, Nuggets, and Kings. So that is definitely not going to be an easy 8 games for our purple and gold. But you know what? They do have the #1 Western Conference record, so I think they will be just fine. But I am curious, what do you guys think the Lakers' record is going to be after those 8 games? For me personally, I'm going to keep it a little bit modest. I'm going to go 6-2. I'm going to give them 2 games where they're kind of figuring things out. Maybe they kind of rest LeBron, AD a little bit. They're still kind of figuring things out. Obviously, at this point, they would not have played basketball for 4 months, which is a huge amount of time for them. So I'm going to kind of be a little bit more modest and say that over those 8 games to start out the season, we are going to be going with a record of 6-2. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. The Lakers' record is going to be in those 8 games when the NBA does return July 30th. So like I just discussed, the Lakers' schedule is definitely challenging. They were actually ranked 3rd amongst the league's hardest schedules when the NBA does return. Coming in at #1, the hardest schedule was apparently taken by the Toronto Raptors. Then it was the Miami Heat, followed by our Los Angeles Lakers, then the Denver Nuggets, and then the Portland Trail Blazers. So of course, our Los Angeles Lakers have to have the 3rd toughest schedule out of any other team in the league. But you know what? We did have the #1 Western Conference record. We are the team to beat. We are the favorites to win the NBA championship, so I am not too concerned there. Well, now that we know the Lakers officially have the 3rd hardest schedule when the NBA does return, let's take a look at the Western Conference standings and take a look at what the first round of the playoffs could look like for our purple and gold. But before we get into that, you guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Come and join this Lakers Report family. The Lakers are going to be returning to action July 30th, in just a little bit of a month away. There's going to be a lot of news that you guys are going to not want to miss out on. We're going to be posting everything that has to do with the purple and gold leading up to the start of the NBA season. And of course, we're going to have all the coverage once the season does resume. So definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button. Come and join this Lakers Report family if you have not yet done so. But moving on, let's take a look at the Western Conference standings and make some predictions as to who the Lakers could see in the first round of the playoffs. So taking a look here at the Western Conference standings, we obviously have our Los Angeles Lakers in that #1 spot by a pretty large margin. Excited about that. Then, of course, followed by the Los Angeles Clippers. Then the Nuggets, Jazz, Thunder, Rockets, Mavs, and then right now currently in that A spot is that Memphis Grizzlies. So most likely the Lakers are going to be playing the Memphis Grizzlies in that first round of the playoffs. However, there are 3 teams that are tied for that 9th spot, about 3.5 games behind the Grizzlies. And those 3 teams, as we are all well aware, are the Portland Trail Blazers, the New Orleans Pelicans, and the Sacramento Kings. So where I do believe that it most likely will be the Memphis Grizzlies in that A spot, you just never know, because I'm not one to rule out Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum with the Trailblazers. And then when you are looking at it from a league's point of view, I am sure, it's just me saying this, but I believe that the league is going to do everything in their power to try to get New Orleans in that 8th spot, because of course they want to see Zion Williamson in the playoffs. They want to have that first round playoff excitement where it would be kind of the Lakers' former young players in Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, playing against this new Lakers squad, of course, that features stars like LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I know that is the kind of the match that a lot of teams and a lot of fans would love to see, and I'm sure the league would love to see it. So I'm pretty sure the league is going to do everything in their power to make sure that it is the New Orleans Pelicans who are in that 8th seed. However, at the end of the day, they can't make a team win. So even though they can maybe put them in a position to win, I think it still most likely will be the Memphis Grizzlies. But I'm curious, out of these 3 teams, who do you guys think the Lakers are going to play in the first round of the playoffs? Let me know between the Memphis Grizzlies, the Portland Trail Blazers, and of course the New Orleans Pelicans down below in the comments. Alright, well, now that we know the Lakers' schedule, we've taken some predictions as to who the Lakers could see in the first round of the NBA playoffs. We have to discuss who is actually going to be in Orlando. Who's going to be on this Lakers squad? Because unfortunately, it was announced today that one of the main members to the Lakers team, Avery Bradley, is not going to be making the return to Orlando Magic. Unfortunately, Avery announced this week. He has a son who unfortunately does not recover well from respiratory illness. So he said, as hard as this decision was, he has to put his family first, which I'm sure we can all understand. His son was not going to be able to be cleared to go into the bubble in Orlando, and Avery did not want to go, 3 months without seeing his son, which is understandable. But nonetheless, the Lakers are definitely going to miss them, and they are going to have to find a replacement for him, and that's going to have to be pretty darn soon. So let's discuss 3 potential names that have been thrown into the mix as to who could potentially be replacing Avery Bradley. But before we get into that, you guys, I have an awesome deal for you guys. If you want to be able to stay safe and still rock all things purple and gold, and you would like to get yourself a Laker face covering, I know for me personally, I've already caught myself some of these. They are awesome. It is mandatory right now in California, if you leave your homes, to have a mask, a face covering on. So of course I want to make sure that when I do so, I am rocking our purple and gold. So if you would like to get yourself a Laker face mask, all you have to do is go to chatsports.com/Laker mask. And right now we are having such awesome deals for you guys through one of our sponsors, Fanatics. One mask, which ships in just 2 days, can go for $14.99. Or if you want to get yourself a 2-pack, it is just $19.99. And a 3-pack of these Laker face coverings is only $24.99. So you guys, this is an awesome deal. I definitely want to make sure that you do not miss out on this chance to get these Laker face coverings at such a discounted price. And looks like the masks are here to stay. So what better way than to stay safe than to, of course, rock our purple and gold and always show support for our Los Angeles Lakers. So again, if you want to get a Laker face covering, all you have to do is go to chatsports.com/mask and get yourself one. You guys, like I said, I've already gotten myself some. I've gotten a lot of compliments when I've gone out, so definitely make sure to check them out and get yourself one. But moving on, let's take a look at 3 names who have come up into the mix who could be replacing Avery Bradley. Now, these 3 players who reportedly are in the mix and discussions for joining the Lakers are J.R. Smith, Nick Young, who actually responded to Adrian Wojnarowski's original tweet when he announced that Avery Bradley would not be returning, and commented, "I'm ready," and of course then Darren Collison. Now, when you take a look at these 3 guys, obviously these 3 guys have been out of basketball action for a while. I think it's most likely going to go to J.R. Smith if we have to pick between one of these 3 guys. Even though he has not played this season, he has that experience playing with LeBron James. The two have reportedly been working out together, going on these Clutch Sports bike rides together during this quarantine and the lockdown the last few months. So most likely will be J.R. Smith, and he has not played this season, but it still is a better option than, of course, Nick Young, who hasn't played since 2018, is definitely not ready to be in basketball shape. And then Darren Collison, who of course announced his retirement last offseason and has said multiple times that he does not want to return to the NBA. So I think most likely, if we are going to be picking from one of these 3 guys, it is going to be J.R. Smith. Now, looking at these 3 players, and when I say it's most likely going to be J.R. Smith that the Lakers pick up, I'm not saying that J.R. Smith is necessarily going to be replacing Avery Bradley in terms of his role with the team and his minutes. I think when you're looking at guys who are most likely going to be taking on Avery Bradley's role and his minutes, especially in that starting lineup, we look more towards guys like Alex Caruso or KCP, or maybe even Dion Waiters if he comes in and makes a splash. I don't think it's going to be J.R. Smith who really necessarily takes over and replaces Avery Bradley in terms of his role. I just think he's the guy most likely going to be taken in terms of who's going to be filling that last roster spot for Avery Bradley. But again, I think when you're looking at guys who are most likely going to start and really play a majority of Bradley's minutes, you got to give it first to KCP, and then of course, maybe Alex Caruso or Dion Waiters, because J.R. Smith, like I said, has not played at all this season. However, he is known to be a good shooter. He's a very streaky, kind of hot and cold shooter. But of course, when you look at what the Lakers need and what they could use in their lineup, a guy like J.R. Smith, if he's able to kind of just come in and consistently knock down a shot off the bench, could definitely be a nice pickup. But nonetheless, we are really going to miss Avery Bradley because obviously he was having a great season for us and was really one of the main factors why the Lakers had such a great record. However, not the only factor. The Lakers did go 14 games without playing with him when he was injured, and they did go 13-1. So they were able to definitely fare very well without him, but still going to miss Avery Bradley. He was actually my favorite player on the team, so it's a little bit of a sad situation for me, but I do understand and I do wish him well. Now, even though I think it is most likely going to be J.R. Smith who takes over Avery Bradley's roster spot, I'm curious, who do you guys want the Lakers to sign out of these three players, J.R. Smith, Nick Young, or Darren Collison? If I'm able to just pick one, I would love it to be Darren Collison, but you guys, I unfortunately don't think that is realistic, which is why I'm going with J.R. Smith here. But of course, let me know who you would like the Lakers to sign down in the comments below. Now, ending out the show for you guys today, we have a little bit of an update on JaVale McGee and what he feels about going into Orlando and if he feels it is safe, because as we all know, JaVale McGee struggles with asthma. That's something that has been kind of hard on him throughout his career. Back when he played with the Nuggets, it was something that he definitely struggled with, kind of the altitude up there. But he reportedly has said that he has really no concerns. He knows that the NBA is going to be taking very close care for them. They're going to be doing everything to put their health and their safety first. And he is not concerned, even though technically he is in that high-risk category, in that high-risk situation with his asthma. Now, JaVale McGee reportedly back when the season was originally suspended and they tested all the players and two of the Laker players reportedly tested positive, he was not one of those players who tested positive. He came out and his cousin even came out and said that he did not test positive. So JaVale has not had coronavirus yet, luckily. I'm sure he's very happy about that, as we all are. We don't want to get it, but he is not worried about getting it. He gave an interview to the Los Angeles Times where he said, like I just said, he feels safe going into Orlando and he knows the NBA is going to be putting the health and the safety of all of their players and making that their top priority. But I'm happy that JaVale feels safe to go to Orlando with the Lakers because, of course, he is our starting center. So I'm looking forward to seeing him in that starting lineup. Of course, a lineup that also features none other than LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Danny Green, and then who knows who's going to replace Avery Bradley? Maybe KCP, maybe Alex Caruso, maybe Dion Waiters. We're just going to have to wait and see. But nonetheless, I am just so excited for the NBA season to return, as I'm sure all of you are as well. We are just about a month away from you guys. Crossing my fingers and just counting down the days. Cannot wait. But anyway, that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a double thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe here on Lakers Report if you have not yet done so. And until next time, Laker Hand is out. Bye, guys.